Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Chris Winter, and in this video, I'm going to go through a few of the key differences between the new Nikon D7500 and the Nikon D5600, so hopefully I can help you choose which one might be right for you. By the way guys, in case you didn't know, I'm actually giving away a Nikon D5600 or a Canon 77D to one lucky subscriber. So if you want to enter, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button. And guys, also definitely make sure to check out my brand new list, the best DSLRs for under $1,250. Now, if you want to check that out, the link will be in the description box below under this video. You can take a look in your own time. But anyway, let's compare these two cameras. Now, the first major difference between these two cameras is the inclusion of 4K video in the Nikon D7500. Now, this is really nice to see in the Nikon D7500 as it puts it ahead of some manufacturers such as Canon. Now, I use the Nikon D500 a lot and I was really impressed with its 4K image. It was sharp and it was also really detailed, so I'm expecting the same out of the Nikon D7500. I've also used the Nikon D5600 a lot and was actually really impressed with its video. Sure, it only shoots in 1080p, but for a lot of people, 1080p is probably still enough these days, unless you really need that 4K video. It's also got 1080p 60 frames per second, which is good for slow motion. So if video is really important to you, there's no question, the D7500 will be the better bet for you. Another interesting addition to the Nikon D7500 is its inclusion of 3-axis image stabilization. Now, I've been testing out the Canon 77D, which has a similar version of this image stabilization. Now, compared to cameras like the Panasonic GH5, the D7500 has a digital image stabilization compared to a physical one, which generally means you're going to be getting a crop in your image. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out and whether it's going to be something useful and something you'll be using a lot, or whether it's going to be something that's so-so. Now, when I was using the Nikon D7200, one of my pet peeves was that it didn't have a flip screen. So I was happy to see when the Nikon D7500 included one. But to be fair, I'm still not super happy. That's because the D7500 has a flip up screen similar to that on the D500. Now that means that the screen can simply flip up vertically, which is pretty limiting. Compare that to the screen on the Nikon D5600. Now this has a fully articulating screen, which means you can flip it out, go down, go up, and also even flip it towards you, which is great if you're going to be filming yourself, which is what I actually do right now. Now, some people might say that this is more fragile, but I've been using similar screens on my Canon 70D for many years and I've never had a problem. So the winner right here is the Nikon D5600. Now, quickly I want to talk about the megapixels on both of these cameras. So from first glance, you might think that the D7500 took a step back by moving down to 21 megapixels compared to 24.3, but in fact, this might not be the case. Having less megapixels generally means you're going to be having larger megapixels, which is generally better for shooting in low light. On the other hand though, if you do know that you like to crop a lot, having that extra 3 megapixels on the D5600 might be better for you. Now, one of the big downgrades on the D7500 is its single SD card slot. I, like many others, was actually really disappointed with this, and I wish that Nikon had kept that dual SD card slot. But for this comparison, there's really no comparison as both cameras have that single SD card slot. In terms of shutter speed, the D5600 will top out at 1/4000th of a second, compared to 1/8000th on the D7500. Having that extra speed can definitely help capturing images if you know you'll need it, so it's definitely something to consider. Now, if you do like to travel a lot, or if you want a more compact DSLR, the D5600 will probably be the best bet for you. That's because it comes in at nearly 200 grams lighter, which for a DSLR is actually quite a big difference. The D7500 weighs 640 grams for the body compared to just 465 grams on the D5600. But of course, some people do like having a heavier DSLR body, especially when you're using larger, heavier telephoto lenses, so the choice will be totally up to you. One area though where the D7500 does outperform the D5600 though is with its new X-Speed 5 image processor. This is the same that I used in the D500 and it was great. The D500 was an incredibly snappy camera and it's nice to see that it's moved over to the D7500. And speaking about that, if you do need quick, snappy and reliable autofocus, the D7500 will be better for you. The D5600 performed great in autofocus for a sub $700 camera, but it only has 39 autofocus points. Compare that to the D7500's 51, and I think the D7500 will win this round. And lastly, I wanted to touch on the burst rates of both of these cameras. So the D7500 can shoot at a pretty impressive 8 frames per second, compared to just 5 on the D5600. For sports and wildlife photographers, that's actually pretty important. So if that is your main type of photography, it's probably worth spending a bit more and getting the D7500. So overall, as you probably expected, the D7500 is a better camera. And as it should be, it's considerably more expensive. Now, if you're a beginner, I'd highly recommend the D5600. It's a great camera. But if you want a semi-pro camera and you really want to step up, go for the D7500. I think you will like it. So that was just a quick comparison, and hopefully I've helped you make your decision a little bit more. Now guys, if you haven't done it yet, definitely make sure to subscribe to go into the draw to win a Nikon D5600 or a Canon 77D. And also definitely make sure to check out my brand new list, the best cameras for under $1,250. That link will be in the description box below under this video and you can take a look. Hope you have a fantastic day, happy shooting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.